And welcome back to the Man Up channel. I am your host, Bob Buckland, and with me again today is John Font.
I am here.
And you guessed it, it's March, so that means one thing and one thing only.
It's Black History Month.
Nope, that was last month.
Dang it.
So close. Month off.
What month is it this time? Who are we honoring this time?
Believe it or not, it is Women's History Month.
Women's History Month.
And since we don't know anything about our actual history, we'll go into something that we do know, and that is fictional history.
Fictional History Month for women.
Yes! That is a month I can get behind.
It is. So, let's start off with the number one, the first Marvel character that was a woman that was really put into this situation, into comic books.
And that is the one, the only. Hopefully you can see her, the Invisible Woman, Susan Storm.
Now, I know when the first Invisible Woman movie came out... Oh, wait, I mean, Fantastic Four. There were other people in that movie. I remember I was really excited, and I went to go see it.
Oh, why would that be?
I thought it was going to be a great movie. Yeah, great movie.
Well, you know what? For all of its flaws, we still got Jessica Alba in it, and my God, they did a great movie with her.
They did. It was a good movie.
It was. But, you know, the first time I can remember seeing the Fantastic Four is I remember watching the 1967, the Fantastic Four cartoon series.
And that was pretty crazy.
For only one season, meh. It was what you expect from a 1967 cartoon. And I hope I pronounced her name right, but she was voiced by the actress Joanne Flug. P-F-L-U-G. I have no idea how to say that. Sounds good. Flug.
It was Flugly.
Ooh.
Oh, that was rough.
But you know what? Back to talking about Sue Storm and the Fantastic Four. Let's go ahead and talk about a little bit of her abilities.
That sounds good. What could she do? She was super smart, of course.
You know, that was part of it. I mean, she's nowhere on the league with Iron Man or even her husband, Reed Richards, but she is still incredibly smart on her own right. Obviously, the invisibility powers. Can't forget about that. The force fields. The force fields I actually thought were a really cool add-on to what her power set would be.
And they moved that on into, which I kind of thought was funny, because they just followed that skill set right on into the Incredibles. Like, oh, she could turn invisible. Well, she got to do force fields, too, just like Fantastic Four. Why not?
You know, Jimmy Neutron actually did an episode where they got superpowers like this, and that girl, I can't remember her name, that got the invisible powers, also had the force fields.
It just must be a
thing.
thing.
It's a package deal now. All thanks to Sue Storm.
You're not allowed to see the person making the force field, obviously, because that would just defeat the purpose.
See, here's one I didn't know she had. She's able to make shockwaves. By using her force field, she can make shockwaves that hits her opponents.
No, I can't say. I don't ever remember seeing her use those in the movies anyway.
No, but that still is a pretty cool idea. And then cosmic ray awareness, which she can see cosmic rays, I guess. Oh. I don't know how often that's going to come up.
No, me neither. I don't know. You can see like different spectrums or something. I don't know.
Well, with all that, she is also proficient as a martial artist, knowing unarmed combat. She's an expert sailor, been sailing from her youth, so, you know, still something to look up to.
So the next time you see a boat sailing empty on the open sea, it's Invisible Woman running it.
Ha ha! You know what? Overall, one of my top characters as far as Marvel goes is I've always loved the Fantastic Four. And Sue Storm's, even when she wasn't associated with the Fantastic Four, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's even a little bit where she was in charge of the Avengers.
What? A woman in charge of the Avengers?
Still okay with it.
Still worked out. It was Sue Storm. You couldn't see her. She was invisible. She was pulling the strings.
But she was still there.
She was still there.
And moving on, who's your top pick there, Mr. Font?
Let's see. Our next top pick of the day is Wanda Maxoff, the Scarlet Witch, which has recently taken off on Disney Plus in her new sitcom. What do you call that? TV series?
Disney series?
Yeah.
I think that would be the accurate thing.
Yeah.
Disney series.
WandaVision was featuring Wanda Maxoff, who's played by Elizabeth Olsen, and Vision. I don't know if you remember that actor, but he was in A Knight's Tale, and he was the one that went around.
Paul something. God, I can't remember his last name.
But he was the complete opposite of Vision, pretty much, in A Knight's Tale.
I still watch The Knight's Tale. His character was incredible. It's if he can take any character that can just lie your butt off like that and come out golden on the other side.
He portrayed the character wonderful because I don't know, he just was acting, and then you watch him in the Avengers movies, and then now in WandaVision, and you're like, who? That can't be the same guy. They put him in a lot of makeup and stuff, but it's the same guy. He's acting, believe it or not. Anyway, all that back. Sorry, back to Miss Wanda. What are some of her abilities?
Energy manipulation. Always gotta love when you can shoot stuff out of your hands, right?
Lightning balls.
Telekinesis. She can move stuff around, which out of all her power sets, that's kind of a boring one.
But, I mean, you can pick up cars from, 6 feet away and just, drop them on people. Or, if you need help parallel parking, just pick up the car and put it where you need it.
You can also put the dishes away. She was doing that a lot in the first couple episodes of WandaVision.
Washing the dishes and putting them away. If you can keep all that going.
Ooh, here's a good one. Disintegration. She's going to blow stuff up.
Blow stuff up? Just disintegrates into, powder or dust or whatever? That's kind of creepy.
Yeah, but... I mean, let's face it. He wouldn't be using that.
I know. She should be using it more. Goodness. I've never seen her use it.
I can tell you the Age of Ultron would have been a lot shorter movie if she was using that.
It's true. She could have turned all those things into dust. And then she could have turned the whole place into dust. And then the rest of them could have just fallen to the ground, gently falling in the giant pile of dust.
Speaking of Age of Ultron, probably one of my favorite powers that she showed was her mental manipulation.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That led to one of the best fights in Marvel history was when Tony got to put on the Hulkbuster outfit and him and Hulk went at it.
Yeah.
Dude.
That was the best.
Cheering, I was crying. It was beautiful.
It was almost as good as the Hulk versus Thor. They really knew what to bring us,
Oh my gosh. We could rabbit trail on that one.
We could watch, but I mean... The Marvel Cinematic Universe, they brought us a lot of the things that we definitely wanted. And some with DC. The end of the I don't remember, the Justice League, where you got Superman and the Flash lined up, and we're trying to we're going to solve this once and for all. I was but they never told us who won. But it was still awesome.
That's because Flash wins.
I don't need... If Flash didn't win... What use is he? I mean, truthfully. But I don't know. Still a good question. When you put them in the same universe like that. So disintegration, that's a new one. Can't say I knew about that one.
Well, here's the one that makes her arguably the strongest Avenger, if not the strongest character in the MCU, is the reality manipulation. Right,
and that's been what pretty much some of that whole WandaVision has been about.
That is a very small part of it. If you read the comic books, there's even one point to where she nearly wipes out all the mutants on planet Earth.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. There's very few of them left, which mainly the bigger names of the X-Men and a couple others.
But she kills them all, or just...
No, she wipes out their mutant powers to the genetic code that... Yeah, she pretty much makes everyone back into humans.
Wow. That sounds fairly crazy. We don't need a cure. We need Wanda.
And then everything else is pretty much a small percentage of the power of what the Infinity Stones has. So she pretty much can do it all.
Wow. And that's funny. I think that they have not pushed that forward any more than they have. I think it'll be interesting to see what they do in WandaVision to expand upon her powers, because they've really pushed the envelope with that.
Well, they did, which brings us to Doctor Strange 2. It's supposed to be... I know Wanda's supposed to be a big part of it, because even in the comic books, Wanda and Doctor Strange, they team up a lot. So there's a lot of speculation that because of WandaVision, Doctor Strange 2 happens.
That makes sense. I mean, why not? The actor was great, and that was a great movie, so...
Oh, she was. She was, and then even Doctor Strange, just bravo.
Yeah, really brought it together, so... That makes sense. I think that would make a good sense from them leading up to, number 2, and that way they can work that together, and I'm sure they'll be happy to make more movies.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, right.
But speaking of movies, our next character will be starring in her own, hopefully, in 2021.
That's what they're saying. Black Widow is on her way to her own movie coming up here. I'm seeing things that saying even 2021. Yeah, we got all kinds of movie reviews and stuff coming up.
Sadly, it was supposed to happen last year, but due to the pandemic, it got pushed back to 2021. And I am really hoping for good things with this one. It is about time that she finally got her solo movie.
Exactly. Natasha Romanov was her real name, but her code name is Black Widow. And it says that her character debuted in Tales of Suspense number 52 on April 1964. The character was introduced as a Russian spy and an antagonist of the superhero Iron Man. She later defected to the United States and became an agent of the fictional spy agency S.H.I.E.L.D. and is now a member of the superhero team, the Avengers. So Black Widow, there was actually a movie that came out, I guess, way before this, but she's been in pretty much all of the movies, all of the Avenger movies.
Well, close. Is she made her first appearance in Iron Man 2. And I was in love the first time she came on screen, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. This is her first costume here. Looks very different from what we're used to. It's got nice big pointy ears and gray fishnet. Kind of different from what we're used to. It definitely is a 60s look there.
We'll definitely have to post that one.
Yeah. With the giant hairdo. I think Marge Simpson would probably be pretty jealous of that hairdo. just throwing that out there for those of you who are just listening. So, but yeah, there's huge backstories to all of these, but I think it's always funny to see what they did with all of this.
Well, as I always enjoy the Black Widow or even the Hawkeye characters in the Avengers movie, because they're out there, like Avengers 2, when they're fighting the swarms of robots, they're out there with guns and bows and arrows. What do I do? What do I do?
Right? I have all this power. What do I do? I think it's hilarious. And she was like the only one that didn't have any. Well, there was there was that whole Hawkeye thing where it's like, I took down 6 of them. I'm just done. I'm done. I'm going back to the ship now. But she seemed to punch them all in with her fists and stuff. So, oops. She punched them all in with her fists and stuff and didn't seem to get crazy about any of it. So,
I think probably my favorite scene with her in it has to be with the first Avengers movies, to where she out-tricks Loki in her interrogation.
Yes, that was hilarious.
That really shows the abilities that she brings to the team.
Right.
Because I really doubt anyone else on the team could have out-tricked the Prince of Tricksters.
I think it's funny. I think that's the only time he gets tricked, too. Other than that, he tricks everybody else.
Yeah, he was always one step ahead of everybody. Like, even when the most amazing scene ever was when Thor and Captain and Iron Man were all fighting.
Yeah.
And Thor's just hanging out, eating popcorn, watching the show. Like, yeah, I ain't going nowhere. It's fine. It's fine. Take your time, guys.
Right? Oh, my gosh. Yep, that's how it... So that was really good, because she has a lot of a character as far as her being a spy and having to live a double life and stuff. I think it was really, she's definitely been one of the only human Avengers that takes her job and takes it seriously and gets the job done. And I think it'll be interesting to see what they do in the new movie, because they usually all intertangle them with the other stuff that they've got going on.
And with that, that's our 3 top favorite characters that we wanted to point out for Fictional Women's History Month.
Fictional Women's History Month.
Yes, I really think that needs to be a thing. We're going to get this trending and going. Fictional Women History Month.
Yep. We'll just talk about fictional women in history during the month.
Let's face it, that's probably what I know.
That sounds good.
And with that, this is the Man Up channel. We would love to go ahead and hear who your favorite Marvel female superhero is. Heck, doesn't even have to be a superhero. If you got a favorite villain, let's talk about them too.
Why not? And then you also got your favorite people that go along with those, like Mary Jane. Why not? She wasn't really a superhero, but she was in Spider-Man's eyes.
He was a hero to all of us. A little nerd that ended up dating like supermodels like every other week. There's hope for all of us.
Just keep reading the comments and buying them all the time.
And with that, this is the Man Up channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll catch you later.
Peace.